Every day, about 37 people die in drunk driving-related crashes. That's one person every 39 minutes.
Drinking too much alcohol before getting behind the wheel can slow down reflexes and decrease a driver's ability to safely steer or use the gas and brake pedals. When an officer pulls over a suspected drunk driver, many times they'll use a portable breathalyzer to measure the amount of alcohol in a driver's breath before making an arrest.
In some cases, however, our investigation found sober drivers arrested and charged with driving under the influence who were never offered or administered an alcohol breath test.
Reporter Jeremy Finley examines those sober DUI arrests and uncovers a backlog of testing in Tennessee, forcing the wrongfully accused to wait months to prove their innocence.
One look at how William Rose performs on his field sobriety test, and you can see why he's in trouble. And listen to what the officer says he smelled.
We could smell some alcohol coming from the car.
Not long after, Murfreesboro police put him in handcuffs.
I was very cordial with them, but I was scared to death.
Scared and confused, because Rose was completely sober.
I kept telling him, I said, sir, you're making a mistake. I have not been drinking. I'm not impaired.
So you may be thinking it's a rare case. Except it also happened to Bill Shank in Clarksville. His DUI arrest was plastered all over a local media outlet.
It feels surreal. It's like a joke.
And Katie Slayton in Franklin. She was arrested in front of her child's daycare. Sober Middle Tennesseans arrested for DUI. And as a result, they say lives are ruined, not just because of the public stigma, but because our investigation found they have to wait months from the state for blood tests to come back in Tennessee, showing they were sober. As Rose waited for results, he lost his job and insurance and racked up hefty legal fees.
We lost close to $30,000 between legal fees and impound fees.
Slayton, who was charged with DUI and felony child neglect, had her child removed by DCS for 9 weeks.
They have traumatized my son. They have traumatized me.
Shank says while months passed by, so did jobs.
I lost 2 job opportunities because when you do my name and my city, my mugshot comes right up. It's not a flattering portrayal.
Attorney Bernie McAvoy's client was arrested by Goodlettsville police for DUI and was completely sober.
This particular client had to wait 8 months for that chemical test to prove that he had not consumed anything at all.
But hold on, you may be thinking, didn't all these people fail field sobriety tests? Well, our investigation found completely sober people can perform badly, especially if they have health issues. Remember that Rose clearly couldn't walk a straight line?
I have struggled with balance. I've been bow-legged most of my life, so I've struggled with balance for a long time.
Slayton says she was so traumatized about doing a field sobriety test while police took her child away into the daycare that she performed badly. And Shank says his ADD makes it hard for him to follow directions.
When your whole mind is like, this isn't real, it's like a dream. It's like Charlie Brown's teachers talking to you.
We also found that indicators of a drunk driver can be wrong. Police said they could smell alcohol in Rose's car.
Post-COVID world, I grabbed some Purell and put some hand sanitizer on.
And in Shank's car.
Said the car smells like alcohol.
But Shank is an Uber driver, and at the time he was arrested, his passenger in the back seat had been drinking. So why not just use a breathalyzer to immediately show that they were sober?
I asked for a breathalyzer, they refused one. They said we don't do them in Murfreesboro.
In fact, many police departments no longer use breathalyzers. A spokesman for Murfreesboro Police say they find blood tests to be more accurate. But our investigation found the state says the average wait to get toxicology tests back, which completely exonerates a person from any impairment, is 3 months. But we found that's not what happened in these cases. Both Rose and Shank had to wait nearly twice that long, almost 6 months. And Slayton waited 8 months.
Is that acceptable?
No, that's not acceptable.
Jennifer Hall is the regional administrator of the TBI Crime Lab.
There are times that our turnaround time was not acceptable.
Hall says there's a backlog of alcohol and toxicology blood tests. The amount of cases simply outnumbers the staff able to quickly process them. They've hired more scientists this year and say turnaround is improving.
Anytime someone's life is impacted by waiting on a result, that's a lot. And I think we want to improve. We want to do better. I feel like we're going in the right direction.
Rose says the direction of his life fell, awaiting proof of his innocence.
I didn't even get an apology letter from Murfreesboro Police Department, saying, hey, yeah, we goofed up, we messed up. And this has destroyed my life.
All the people we profiled did have their charges dismissed. Now, we reached out to every police department who arrested a sober person for DUI and asked for comment, but all declined an on-camera interview, sending us statements instead. In Rose's case, the Murfreesboro police spokesman wrote the system worked as it is designed. Franklin police would not comment on Slayton's arrest. And the spokesperson for the Clarksville Police Department wrote in part, the officer acted in good faith and believed Mr. Shank was under the influence. In Nashville, I'm Jeremy Finley.
According to the National Highway Transportation Safety Board, the best portable breath test devices typically cost between $300 and $700, and many law enforcement departments have only a limited number, and most patrol officers do not have regular access to them.